Now that you are aware of the relative value of chessmen, it will become easier for you to understand the rules for exchanging or capturing a chessman. The exchange of your queen for your opponent's queen, rook for rook, bishop for bishop or knight, pawn for pawn is just an exchange. However, gaining a material higher in value to what you have lost provides a decisive thrust in the final outcome of the game. Let us try to understand simple calculations used by the players to decide exchange of pieces. So here what do we see? That black is attacking this d4 pawn on of white with his queen on d6 and rook on d8. And let us now count as to how many times it is defended by white, and then we see it is defended only once by the rook on d1. It means it has got 2 attack and only 1 defense. But like, will this exchange of material be good for black? The answer is no. The simple reason is that the exchange will start with the queen on d6, means queen is in front, and as we know the value that queen is more valuable than rook, it will turn out to be a losing transaction for black. So for example, queen into d4, well, he gets 1 point, but here white will simply play rook into d4, winning 9 of black, and then black can here will get definitely the rook into d4, but what he has lost 9 for a mere rook and pawn, that is 6, a loss of 3 points, a big loss, and cannot be, like it's not sufficient here in this position. So like rules for exchanging, you not only have to count the number of attacker and defender, but you also need to count what we say the values. So this becomes on 2 points you have to do the counting. However, let us do one thing. Let us invert the position of queen and rook as compared to the previous position. So here now what do we see? The rook is in front, the queen is behind now on d8, and it means it's the same thing. White is defending the pawn only once, where it is attacked twice by black. So what is the outcome this time? Well, this time black will be able to win a pawn. So he'll start with rook into d4, he's starting with the lesser value chessman, and now he has gained 1 point. So if at all white exchanges here, captures the rook of black, rook into d4, he wins 5, but here now black can recapture that, get back that 5 point, and we see in the final analysis that he is plus by 1. So this is how you have to count, do the counting method, and your calculation should be based on this. So basic rule for determining whether a material could be won by a series of exchange on a particular square is summarized below. Number 1, count the number of chessmen attacking that square. So for example, here we had seen that black was attacking this d4 pawn twice with his queen and with his rook and queen behind. And then we had seen count the number of opponents' chessmen defending that square. Here it was only the rook on d1 that was defending it. That means 2 attacker and 1 defender. If the number of chessmen attacking the square in question are more than the number of chessmen defending that square by 1 unit, the material could be won on that particular square. This is again subject to the total of relative value of the attacking and defending chessmen. So what do we see in this position? That here black is attacking twice, that is with his rook on d6 and the queen on d8, and the pawn is defended by white only once, that is by the rook on d1. It means black has got 2 attackers, and as against that white has only 1 defender, and if we subtract that 2 minus 1, then we get an answer plus 1. That means the attacking side here, the black has got more attacking unit on the d4, and then when we calculate the relative value, we find that black will emerge better on material count. As compared to last position, just let me switch back to the last position. Everything is same, 2 attackers and 1 defender, but problem was that since queen was in front, here black was losing material. If at all, he went with the capture queen into d4. And this calculation will help you in understanding that how the material should be exchanged correctly. Make sure not to lose material while making exchanges. Now I will introduce you to the term exchange up and exchange down. So let us take this position here, and before I explain it, let me once again recap that bishop and knight are called minor pieces and queen and rook are called major pieces. So whenever a side gives up his minor piece but is able to win a major piece, say giving up his bishop or knight worth 3 points and in process wins a rook worth 5 points, then it is said to be, that side is said to be exchanged up, and the side which loses a rook to either bishop or knight is said to be exchanged down. So let us have a look at this through an example here. We see both sides having equality in material. White is having 2 rooks, black is also having 2 rooks, white is having 2 minor pieces, black is having 1, but he is now on the move and will bring in parity by capturing this knight on d2. And as regards pawn, we see that like white has 5 whereas black has 6. So in terms of pawns, black is ahead, but now here we see that after bishop into d2, what do we find in this position? That yes, black has been able to not only get back his knight, now he is threatening to win one of the rooks, and say after, like, it is not possible for white to take the board to safety. If he tries rook e d1, then after bishop into c1, rook into c1, what do we see? That white has got 1 rook whereas black has 2, and means here in comparison to knight, black has a rook. That means if we cancel out 1 rook each for both the side, then as compared to the knight of white, black has a rook. In this case, we say that white is exchanged down and black is exchanged up. I hope you have understood this. So with this, we conclude our last of the chapter on the introduction to chess. I hope you have understood everything and are in a position to play a real game of chess. But before we go ahead to that, I will also be introducing you to some of the competition rule, the tournament rule. So you will be in a much more better position to play a real game of chess. With this, I take a short break for now and will be back with the next video regarding competition rules. Thank you.